Hi everyone, Sarah Northrop at Texas Panhandle Centers for Behavioral and Developmental Health. Very fortunate today to have our Intercept team with us. We've got Bri Ray and Officer Cox with Amarillo Police Department, and thank you guys so much.
Thanks for inviting us.
This is really kind of part two of an interview because we just had so much that we wanted to talk to you guys about. Tell us about where Intercept gets their funding.
So Intercept is funded through House Bill 13. It's a grant that we got from the state, and it allows us to do all the good works that we do.
And the way I understand it, it's really a community collaboration. So it's not just like, okay, we decided that you guys would pair up and go out and see some mental health folks in the community. It's really counseling, physical health,
Yes.
those types of things, and really kind of a wraparound type circumstance depending on what the person needs, right?
Well, we've always operated, I know we partner with TPC, but anytime you make referrals, you want to make an appropriate referral, okay? And so if it's not something that we can be done, just me and Bri will make that appropriate referral to someone else to make sure that needs are met, because we're looking for a boost in quality of life.
Absolutely.
And, you got to be cognizant, we may be the dream team, but it's always in the back of your mind to make the most appropriate referral.
And I think working in mental health and also probably at the police department, you really don't exist just kind of in a silo by yourself. You've always got to kind of work with a team, work with other people in the community. And sometimes it's a little messy, but I'm not just everything to one person, so I can't provide everything, right?
That's correct.
So, and we have those community partners in place. We have Heal the City. So if somebody's got a medical condition and they don't have any funding or any income to assist with that medical condition, we refer them over to Heal the City, and they kind of take the lead on that. If it's a substance abuse problem, then we refer them to Lydia Daily with Daily Recovery Services. We also really utilize family support services for counseling as well. So, we have those community partners, and we do rely on them.
Okay, excellent.
And that's not really a new concept. Going back to part one, I talked about 1987 with the Memphis Police Department. I'm going to do a shout out to retired Major Sam Cochran, who started CIT. He reached out to LAMI at the time, Local Alliance on Mental Illness, because he knew cops needed education. So it's not a new concept, we've just gotten a lot better at it.
Excellent. So another thing that we do in kind of our collaborative efforts is that don't all the recruits that come through the police academy, don't they get some part of mental health training, something like that? Tell us how that works.
Well, with Senate Bill 1849, which is known as the Sandra-Bland Act, it requires police officers to go through 40 hours of mental health education. And we do that in the academy now. And we back up, there's been a 40-hour course before, now it's mandated. Anyone who wanted to get into certain units inside the police department, such as our NPO program, our school liaison, they would have to do the mental health peace officer course, which is the prior 40-hour course. But now any peace officer in the state of Texas is going to get what we call it the CIT 1850 course. It's 40 hours. It's very scenario based. We do a lot of role plays, and I teach it for my department, but I don't teach it alone. I have Bri and Larissa, they are instrumental in me teaching it because I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. So I could teach the state mandated material, but if we can expand on that with her knowledge, Larissa's knowledge, we have counselors from out in the community come out and talk about specific things, because peace officers in mental health, we need that partnership because we want to be effective.
Information is
Yes.
king and queen. The more we have, the better that we can do. And that's in every kind of situation. And that holds true for us too, just knowing how the law enforcement piece works and sort of the, how you all operate. And I'm sure merging the two was, challenging at the beginning, but you guys have been doing this for how long? You've been partnered up for a year?
It's been a little over a year now. We do get along really well. Sometimes, we disagree on things, but we talk it out and we come to the conclusion that's going to best benefit the client. So we do work really well together.
And so kind of going back to the individuals that we work with, do you all carry a caseload?
Yes. So we've kind of changed a little bit. Used to, we would pick up anyone that wanted to participate in the program. and added them to our caseload. What I do now is anyone that we take to the pavilion or anyone that we encounter that would benefit from a follow-up, I add them to my caseload, and at some point that we are going to follow up with them. We always go and check on anyone that we encounter that was in a crisis, and we do offer them, you know, if TPC can't cover their needs, then we rely on that community outreach to refer them to whoever is going to best meet their need.
So you're not in the business of propping people up and, you know, just kind of dropping them back off. It's
Yeah.
really making good transfers, making sure that, you know, once they are ready, to kind of get them plugged into some longer term
Yes.
services, treatment, whatever that might look like.
Yeah, because that was kind of a problem that we saw, is that high and by. So we kind of quit doing that with the Intercept implementation. We are following up, we are offering them their needs, we're staying involved with them. We make it a goal to follow up with our clients at least once per week and spend some time with them and see what's going on in their lives, what we can do to help them, things like that.
Is this something that would be considered community policing? Is it, I mean, am I using that term correctly?
Yes, I think any policing is community policing, because that's who we work for, is we work for the community. And it's just not the Intercept caseload. Above and beyond that, there's over 3,500 mental health related calls per year. And when a report is made, it is assigned to a CIT officer. So she has her caseload that we follow up with, but above and beyond that, the other, I'm just one of 4 full-time CIT officers. We each have our own individual caseload. And not everybody needs Intercept services, because more often than not it's circumstantial and just time had passed. But we're also taking referrals from other CIT officers, like, hey, would you please go talk to her? She might be good for Intercept. But more often than not, people really do appreciate just at least somebody following up with them, which is relatively new, that we've never done before as far as our mental health reports. We've just made them just so we have documentation, but now we're taking it a step further, screening people, say, hey, what could they use? And, you know, most people don't realize, hey, insurance will cover your mental health needs. Right. And you know, some of it is just education on our part.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Cox, what's your favorite thing about working with this caseload, working with Intercept, and being a CIT officer?
Because you actually get to see the fruition of your work. As a peace officer, you know, I didn't just automatically come into the CIT program. You would answer some of the same old calls, and you never knew really what happened with them. Because, you know, some things, they'll get prosecuted years down the road. But in working CIT, you get to work with the client, you establish a relationship, and you get to see them get better, or you get to see them be worse. And at least they know who to contact when they're at that low point again. There's been plenty of clients that I've just seen down the community, like, hey Cox, can I get your card again? I'm not doing too well. And that's cool. I like that. And I mean, yeah, that's what I love about CIT work.
Yeah, that's the relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter where you are, what you do.
I mean, I
they'll
don't make as
remember
many
that,
arrests
right?
anymore, but I'm helping more people than I ever did making an arrest.
Absolutely.
And I just like that aspect of the job.
Bri, what about you?
I think seeing the difference that we've made in the community and in the quality of life of the people that we worked with. There was one particular client that we worked with a while back, and he was very sick, and we worked with him for a very long time. And when he was finally ready to move on to, to TRR, his dad said to us, I can't thank you enough because I have my son back now. And I will never forget that. That's what makes it all worth it to me, and that's one of my favorite things, is that we really do improve the quality of life. We change people's beliefs about, the police. We change people's beliefs about the mental health system. And I am gonna brag on ourselves. We do a lot of good work, so that to me is my favorite thing.
Well, I just can't thank you both enough for taking the time today, and just the excellent work that you're doing, and the clients that you start with, that you bring on to us, and that hopefully we help them stay in treatment and see the benefit of that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Crisis hotline number 806-359-6699.
Or 911.